Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, you folks, sampler video series videos I would do for the water. I'll go over there, try food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This one's a comparison video, so it's going to be longer. So if my videos are already too long for you, well then it's going to be longer because I have to review more than one thing, damn it. But anyway, it's a super simple format, folks. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm inside my truck, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when those two things coincide, that means that I was on my way home from work. I found some shit to review for you. It's kind of the case today. I did get off of work, and I was honestly just going to go get myself some breakfast. But at this point, pretty much any opportunity I have to get in a quick review, I'm going to use it. And I recalled that there was a new breakfast menu item in town that was causing a bit of a stir. So I was like, okay. So, folks, what is said item? What are we doing? Why is there going to be a comparison video? Well, folks, it's from Wendy's. But specifically, folks, look at that, folks. What's that? That, folks, is the Wendy's sausage and egg English muffin sandwich. Now, why is that significant? Well, folks, just so happens that there's another fast food establishment that does breakfast that's known for doing English muffin stuff. Now, isn't there? So, folks, boom, it's the sausage McMuffin with egg. We're doing the battle of the McMuffins. Let's open it up. Can we? Okay, we gotta get the thumbnail picture. We gotta do it. Ha! Wait, no. I don't know. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, Wendy's has their own muffin now, and I mean, this isn't the first time that a fast food location is taking pot shots at McDonald's. They're the big dog. It's what you do. Famously, of course, Burger King. They've had quite a few spats with them. But even Arby's, they have their prime rib sandwich that comes out around the same time when the McRib comes around and stuff, and even really just the whole breakfast item menu, the whole breakfast menu thing, that was Wendy's basically cutting into their whole thing. I have, by the way, reviewed a bunch of Wendy's menu items. It was actually the very first review that I did for the show was doing that was before it was even called the sampler platter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the Wendy's McMuffin. Just let's call it what it is. It's fucking McMuffin. Then I'm going to compare it against the OG. See how they line up. So let's give it a go, folks. Let's see if it can compare. Smells good. Egg tastes good. Egg tastes good. Cheese tastes good. Sausage is decent. I mean, it's, their normal breakfast sausage. It's nicely seasoned for what it is. I mean, the big thing here, of course, is the is the muffin. Which, it doesn't feel toasted the best, if I'm honest, because, you'd like there to be a nice, nice little top. Not really there. It's still relatively squishy. But it does taste like an English muffin. I will say that. It is definitely identifiable as an English muffin. Hmm. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I really do like the taste of the egg and the cheese in particular. Sausage is decent. It's not throwing me for a loop one way or another, but, you know, it's getting the job done. I'm happy enough with it. And the English muffin aspect, like I said, tastes like an English muffin. So, it's not bad. It's not blowing me, you know, out of my shoes or anything like that. But it's not bad. It's a respectable showing regardless. But, how does it compare against the McMuffin? The proper sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. That's what we're about to find out, folks. The muffin is definitely a different consistency. It has more texture to it. It feels more like an English muffin. Like the nooks and crannies are more pronounced. Plus, it's got like that little, I don't know, bread dust or whatever the fuck you want to call it on the top. Adds a little texture to it. I think muffin-wise, I got to give it to them, to McDonald's. I think their muffin is better. I like that it's got a little bit more texture to it. And you can see, it's like actually more airy. Like you can see the nooks and crannies. With this one, it's more compressed. So I do think there's something to that. That said, I think the egg tastes better in the Wendy's. McDonald's eggs, they're there. They do what they're supposed to do. But they're definitely not the best aspect of a McDonald's breakfast sandwich. Whereas with the Wendy's, I do think that egg, it tastes more eggy and it tastes, you know, a little bit fresher, I guess you'd say. Less processed. Hmm. Egg and cheese are definitely better. Egg and cheese are definitely better. So, right now, scoreboard, McDonald's is winning with the muffin. But Wendy's is winning with the sausage and the egg and the cheese. So really what it comes down to at this point is the sausage. And that's a tough one because the McMuffin has a very specific flavor. And say what you want about McDonald's, they tend to keep their shit consistent. You know, that's part of the appeal. Pretty much every McMuffin you've ever had has tasted like pretty much every McMuffin you're ever going to have. There is that aspect to it. There's a familiarity to it. And it is a very... There's a very specific taste to it. This, of course, has that because, well, it's going to. But, does it beat out the Wendy's? That's tough. I will say, I think the sausage on the Wendy's is a little bit more flavorful. But the McDonald's does have that very specific McMuffin sausage flavor that just goes really well together with the whole thing. This is tough. Honestly, it's really tough. Which do I prefer? The Wendy's or the McDonald's? It's tough because if it were just nostalgia, I would give it to McDonald's. Because there is something to be said for the way it comes together and the fact that it has that very specific McDonald's McMuffin taste. That's here. It's recognizable, it's something I'm familiar with, and I don't mind. If it were just that, I'd just give it to the Wendy's. But, fundamentally, this is a battle of the muffins. And I do think that McDonald's has a better muffin than Wendy's. I think that their muffin, it's just a little bit more airy, it has a little bit more texture to it, has a little bit more personality. Whereas I feel with the Wendy's one, I'm kind of surprised because typically they do a good job of, showcasing the quality. I feel like their muffins are just a little bit meh. It's there. It's fine. It gets the job done. But instead of really helping to encapsulate the best aspect of the breakfast sandwich, it's more just a facilitator for the fact that, they do have better tasting eggs and better tasting cheese and, maybe a little bit more flavorful sausage. But it's not the factor that I would want it to be. And for that reason, I have to give it to the McDonald's McMuffin. Because, the thing is it's like, both of them are good. Both of them are tasty enough for what they are. They're decent enough breakfast sandwiches. I do think that the Wendy's one is probably a little bit higher quality all around. But the one thing where they went over there and they decided to lapse in that is kind of the most important part of this particular sandwich, which is the muffin. And at the end of the day, McDonald's has a better muffin, and the rest of the components aren't terrible, even though if they are better on Wendy's. And then there is kind of a nostalgia factor to it. So I have to give it to McDonald's by a hair. And it's genuinely, if it didn't have the nostalgia factor and if it didn't have that better muffin, if either one of those factors wasn't there, Wendy's would have ran away with it. But I think there's something to be said for not only just making sure that, you're using good ingredients and stuff, but making it all work together in such a way that it's a memorable experience. I like the Wendy's muffin sandwich, and to that end, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yeah, though I will say this, there are a lot of other menu items on Wendy's breakfast menu that I would get before this. And that said, if I wanted an English muffin breakfast sandwich from a fast food location, I gotta go the OG. I gotta go McDonald's. I think they really fucking hit the nail on the head with it, and they've continued to hit the nail on the head with it, for decades since. I think that the Wendy's is a valiant effort, and I think that there's some good stuff there. If they go over there and improve that muffin, they could take it. They could take it and run away with it. But they let me down on the muffin. At the end of the day, this is a battle of muffin sandwiches. So I got to give it to McDonald's. It is what it is, folks. I tried my best to be as impartial as possible. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, Monday, rest of your month, spend this rest of your folks. You can go from there and have yourselves a truly English muffin-tastic rest of your life, because English muffins are good. I don't eat them a lot, but, you know, every now and again you get an English muffin hankering. Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time, because you're going to do, folks, you're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing to do in the world, you know, not being an asshole, especially when you're over there. You've had English muffin breakfast sandwich supremacy for decades now. All of a sudden, you got every Tom, Dick, and Harry trying to show up and cause you problems. But at the end of the day, folks, if you know what you're doing, you shall reign supreme. As showcased here in this episode. But it is important, if we run into situations that are stressful, frustrating, etc., take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing, whatever the thing is for you. That's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, maybe you're going to try yourself out the new English muffin breakfast sandwich from, what the hell is it? From Wendy's. They also have a bacon one, too, which I thought about getting and reviewing, but I was like, well, for one thing, there's not a direct equivalent at McDonald's. You know, I'm sure I could come up with one just by myself. But there's not a real proper direct equivalent. So I was kind of like, eh. And then it was like, well, I also feel like it's just going to be very samey. So I decided against it. But maybe you're going to try it out. Maybe you're going to love it way more than the McDonald's one. Maybe you're going to go over there, you're going to hit me up with the comments and be like, Brandon, you're a crazy person, and I don't know who the fuck, you're just some sort of corporate shill for McDonald's, aren't you, and blah, blah, blah. And to that, all I can do is just laugh hysterically, because if I am a corporate shill for McDonald's, or any other corporation to that matter, and this is what the fuck I do, and this is how I look, I am one of two things, either A, not a corporate shill, or B, a very bad corporate shill. Which, to be fair, could be the case. Or conversely, maybe don't accuse me of being a corporate shill, at least not until I become a corporate shill. That's my promise to you. When I become a corporate shill, I'll let you all know.